All right, and welcome back. As we promised, we have Orson Picart in studios with us this morning to discuss this Christmas tablet drive that they're participating in. He's participating in. Uh, Orson, good morning. Welcome to the show.
Good morning, Paul. Good morning, Isani. Good morning, Belize. Thanks for having us.
We also have with us virtually Faron
Correct.
Smith, who is also a part of this initiative, this drive that is taking place over the Christmas holidays.
Now, it's to assist high school students speak to what inspired uh, this initiative.
So, the Christmas Tablet and Toy Drive is an initiative which is a partnership between True Belizean, which is run by its director, Mr. Faron Smith Jr., out of Los Angeles, California, and my foundation, which is Aspire for Greatness Foundation, which is Belize City based. And so earlier this year, as you guys would have known, that we did several fundraisers, and we also did a backpack back to school drive. And it was through that drive that we found out that there is a serious need for electronic devices for high schoolers in terms of having them have a workable device at home so that they could get in tune with their classes, which is mostly a hybrid right now that is being used throughout the country. And so through that drive, we found out that while there might be internet connectivity problems on the part of students, some parents can't afford internet. We found that the devices was a major part of that. And so in not so much as just doing an ordinary Christmas drive, which would be toys, this one is a trifecta. So we have tablets, which are the main initiative. We have toys, and then we have sporting equipment, which are going to be distributed to youths who might not be academically inclined, but also they need to have something to do in their communities. So softball, baseball, basketball. And then the toys are going to be for the kids, standard 6 and lower, right? So that is the trifecta. And the drive, this is basically a spin-off of that first drive that we did earlier this year, which was very successful. We gave away 375 school bags, 10 tablets, and 2 laptops.
How do you get the buy-in from the business community, from members of the diaspora, and of course the community at large? Because you do also have people who are genuine in their approach to be able to help such an initiative.
Indeed, so it has to do with sheer willpower and strategic partnerships. And so a part of that partnership has to do with the Belize Media Corps. And so once it is that we had launched our media campaign, then the word gets out. But additional to that, there are works that needs to go into this. So you have to send solicitation letters to consulates, embassies, businesses, individuals who may require it for transparency's sake. And then also the buy-in from the diaspora comes in through Mr. Smith and his nonprofit, which is True Belizean. I think he can speak more to that. So we are on the ground doing the work that is required, meeting with people, getting out, emailing all these letters, do the follow-up phone calls, and also be on the media so that the community at large will understand what it is these organizations are trying to do to better equip our students and our children, while it is that we have this hybrid system of education going on.
Let's get Faron involved in the conversation at this point. Faron, talk to us about True Belizean and the entire initiative on behalf of the diaspora to be able to either give back or to maintain their Belizeanness while they are abroad.
Right. True Belizean. Hi guys. Morning.
Morning.
True Belizean is the nonprofit organization that does the September celebrations over here in Los Angeles, and we also share culture. So the way how we do that is by creating platforms for like Belizean artists and Belizean businesses, and I could tell you like September we have about anywhere from 25 to 50 Belizean businesses coming out. That includes like entrepreneurs and already like established businesses like There's bigger businesses than that. Like all the restaurants, all the nonprofits come out, everybody. So basically, I do is to create a platform where all the Belizeans are at for the 2 weeks in September, and then give them the biggest audience that any festival has. Um, any Caribbean type of festival has here in Los Angeles, right? So money. So basically that's what True Belizean does, you know. And in return, what we usually do is we give scholarships, right? So, but this year we joined forces with Orson. You know, me and Orson we joined forces for years now, right? So,
From high school days.
so we joined forces for years. So this time, you know, Orson he hit me up and he was like, "Man, I have this drive going on," and I was like, "You know what? We could make this a partnership, and I will do this part for you, and then you do this part, and you know, together we could get it. We can make it stick." And so that's the thing. So what we're doing over here is to have a drive. I'm calling it the Secret Santa Drive. And with the Secret Santa Drive, it's giving people a chance to give back to their old high school. So people in the diaspora could give back to their old high school, give back to a student from their old high school by giving them a present for Christmas that actually could last them 4 years, probably straight into college. You know what I mean? So that's basically my part in this.
Faron, you spoke of Orson reaching out to you. You also spoke of True Belizean being somewhat of a platform for Belizeans in the diaspora.
Right.
Why did you see it as important to extend your reach of influence in the sense of encouraging Belizeans in the diaspora to not only look at their well-being there, but to also give back to those that are at home?
You know, to me personally, it's because, you know, I was once a student that I depended on people that gave willingly to students that excel and don't really have the finances to back it up. You know, the family doesn't have that, but the student might be a student that excels, and you know they get help. And when I was living in Belize and coming up in school, several times I was awarded such help, and I never forgot it, man. And so basically, that's what I do. That's why I give back, because I was once a person that, you know, I know what it means to get help like that. I know what it feels like.
So what's
So
so what's the Orson or Mr. Smith? What's the target in terms of how many youths, high school students are trying to
Right.
reach?
So the target is 200 tablets and or laptops. And there's a certain specification, because the specification is that it has to be over 2 gigs and the firmware needs to be at least over 6. For those who understand what that means, it means that Google Classroom and Google Meets
Yes.
will be able to run on those devices.
right.
Why 200, right? So Mr. Smith and True Belizean is responsible for 100, and we here in Belize City are responsible for 100. And what we have done is that we have sent letters of intentions to several secondary schools. We've spoken to the principals and got the buy-in from them. And so we've sent them official letters of intentions. And so those high schools and the administration will be responsible to identify the students. So we are not responsible for that. The teachers and the administration best knows which students are in dire need. And so that's how we get that out of our hands and get the responsibility into the administration's hands. And so there is a partnership there as well. But that 200 target is what we're aspiring for. We started about 3 to 4 weeks ago, And we're still on the ground working with individuals and trying to partner with embassies and different consulates as well. And we're not asking for in our case in Belize City, while we are not asking for financial contributions, we are asking for the tablets to be procured and then sent to us. And then we make the presentations to the schools, who then make the presentations to the students.
Yeah. And in terms of these recipients, where they're from, we're talking primarily Belize City. Correct?
Indeed.
Yeah.
So Aspire for Greatness is a Belize City-based organization.
Okay.
And I would like to invite other people from the districts to form your own organization to do this in your community, because our initiatives will always be for Belize City. This is where we live. This is where we grew up. These are the people who grew us into the men and women that we are. And so it is only incumbent upon us as individuals who have been given so much. And what Faron said is very real. When we were going to SJC College, there were a lot of people who assisted us when our families couldn't. And so we understand what that means. And it makes it even more easier for an initiative like this to have that authentic and genuine feel. While it is that we're living in tough economic times, this is why we reach out to the diaspora as well, and to businesses who may be rebounding from that economic hardship that came with the onset of the pandemic.
This is important as an initiative because it shows that there are still individuals or collectives out there who look back. A lot of times we make it to where we are through the difficulties and everything and enjoy the charms of having celebrated the arrival, but we don't really look back. In this case, we're looking at children or students who, in some cases, are on the south side of Belize City, who don't have the opportunity of getting a device, who don't have the opportunity of having internet at home. And so it presents a real academic challenge, aside from the fact that they're already not in school, or in class, should I say. It compounds the issue. So now they're being left behind, and they're looking at a high dropout rate because they don't have the tools and the resources necessary for them to be able to meet the challenge and overcome it.
Indeed.
So I'll take the opportunity at this point to be able to commend you guys, both yourself and Faron, for this kind of an initiative, and would implore that more Belizeans get involved in this kind of activity.
And so for Belizeans to get involved in this particular initiative, on our media material that we have put out on social media and different platforms, our contact numbers are out there. Mine is at 628-5880. And I had sent out several, or should I say, we had sent out several letters to embassies and consulates. And we had gotten a response back from one in particular, and I think they may have misread the information, or maybe it wasn't communicated clearly. While we're talking about contributions, contribution doesn't have to be cash. And like I said, we here in Belize City from Aspire for Greatness are not looking forward to cash donations. If that comes, then hey, that money will be sent to Mr. Smith, because in the US you can get a good device for like $59.99 plus tax, or $84.99 plus tax. You know, so those monies can always be transferred to him, and then we get much more for, let's say, like $1,000 Belize, right? We get much more devices than if we would have procured the devices in Belize itself, because there are senior markup on these devices. One good device wind up to run you at least anywhere between $400 to $500 for one device, when in the US you can get that same device for $84.95, right? Given all the tax, given tax and different things. So it's cheaper in the US. And so for the embassies that we have reached out to, you know, you can purchase the device online, have it delivered to Belize, and be a part of rebuilding our communities and help shaping our communities one youth at a time. We have reached out to other nonprofits as well to partner, because working in communication has taught me that networking is essential if you want to get something off the ground and have it be successful, or at least to meet your target. And so we are willing to partner with governmental, non-governmental, embassies, consulates, businesses,
Church groups.
individuals who might be so inclined to be millionaires or multi-millionaires, you know, and so we're not borrowing anything. And even from the community, if somebody would like to end up to give a small financial donation towards, or even not even a financial donation, toys, we are up for that as well. Sporting equipments, we are up for that. And so we are just reaching out and trying to let the business community know that we understand where you guys stand and you guys are recovering. But at the very same time, too, our youth and our community is in dire need, and they are in dire financial strains. Parents can't even access internet for their home. So we have to find safe spaces within our community to offer internet connectivity for our students. While they might have a device, but they don't have the internet, how can we partner together to say this is a safe space, like a church, and it's going to be open from this hour to that hour. We're going to provide the internet. This is something that the foundation is working on in the background as well, so that not only the device, but they have a safe space where they can use their device and they have internet connectivity.
I know that you have dates that are set aside for the distribution of these items sometime in December. Could you speak to that?
Indeed. So the drive is ongoing through December 20th. And so the week of December 20th, we will be liaising with the principals of the schools that we sent the letters of intention to. And we will be selecting days during that week of December 20th when we will be distributing to the schools and to the students. And then further to that, on December 24th, we will be distributing the toys and the sporting equipment for children in underserved communities in Belize City.
Yeah, well, you know, we've prominent at this time is discussion surrounding equipping families for better success in terms of crime prevention and deterring young men from participating in criminal activities. And while that life skills discussion is important, what is as equally important is equipping these young men, young women with the necessary tangible tools to forge ahead successfully, especially in education. And so this is definitely one of those means that we can see where they will be equipped with that tangible tool.
Indeed, indeed. And I think Mr. Smith knows all too well the struggles of students in Belize City, because like he had mentioned, he does scholarships as well, right? And so his scholarship program is something that has helped numerous students over the years. And so this partnership speaks to his authenticity and the realness of him and his organization to partner with us to help kids, our kids, our students in Belize City.
Yeah.
Gentlemen, thanks a lot for having joined us. Any final words from yourself, Mr. Smith?
That influenced my life greatly, and they passed away. One of them passed away recently. The other one passed away. The other one just got honored. And Isani, I'm sure you know about this, but I've been so proud, man, because I see the Eva Milton roundabout, and Eva Milton was a lady, like she was the only person in our neighborhood that had encyclopedias, and she really used to just let you use it, man.
Black Orchid Street. Black Orchid Street.
Yes, Black Orchid Street. I come right from Marigold Lane, right around the corner from her, and she was like a second mom to me, So I'm so proud. I'm so happy that she was honored, and the Eva Milton roundabout. I think I will have to camp out on that one of these nights when I cut out Belize,
Yeah.
And the next person is Mrs. Cuellar. She was definitely a very important lady in my life, and in all of our lives, actually. I'm not sure about the young man right here, but at least we three, Yasani and Orson, So definitely, man, these people right here, the kind of influence they left on my life is the reason why I always turn around and give back. And so when Orson made his offer to me, I just didn't see how I wouldn't be involved with something like this, And so I'm encouraging all the Belizeans that in the diaspora to reach out to me. If you're an organization and you want to run your own drive in your own state, that's perfect, you know, because I'm in Los Angeles. So if somebody from Miami, Houston, New York, Chicago, wherever you guys are, just hit me up. And you want to be a part of this, you could be a part of it. It's something beautiful to give back to the people. So let's do this.
All right. Thanks once again, guys, and best of luck in this endeavor. We'll wait to hear from you in December to see if you've met your target and what the distribution process will be like. All right, guys, that being said, we take our final commercial break, and when we return, it's to wrap up.